Marc Guehi'S has once again taken to social media to post several wordless messages after missing out on a transfer to Liverpool. The Reds attempted to sign the England international on transfer deadline day after agreeing a £35 million deal with Crystal Palace. Guehi had been undergoing a medical in London when news emerged that a deal to sign for Liverpool had fallen through in the final hours of the transfer window. Palace stopped the transfer after failing to sign a replacement for the 25-year-old. A day later, Guehi was linking up with the England squad for their round of World Cup qualifiers during the international break. Guehi posted a photo of himself smiling as he arrived at St. George's Park to train with his Three Lions teammates. On Thursday night, Guehi posted 3 more photos on his Instagram story from his time with the England squad. One photo was of himself alongside former Palace teammate Marc Guehi'S, who signed for Arsenal last month. Another photo featured Guehi alongside former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson, as well as Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers and AC Milan's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. The final photo saw Guehi working on a training drill with a ball and a hula hoop, alongside Manchester City defender John Stones. Guehi will be hoping to feature for England when they face Andorra in their World Cup qualifier on Saturday at Villa Park. The Three Lions will then travel to Belgrade to face Serbia in their final match before the players return to their respective clubs. It remains to be seen what the future holds for Guehi after the move to Liverpool failed to materialize. The defender is still out of contract at Palace in the summer and will be able to speak to clubs outside England over a pre-contract agreement in January. Crystal Palace rejected multiple bids worth £50 million for Jean-Philippe Mateta as they fought to keep their top talent this summer, eventually pulling the plug on Marc Guehi'S move to Liverpool. The Eagles, off the back of their FA Cup success, faced a battle to keep their top talent throughout the summer. Marc Guehi'S was the man to eventually move on with the winger beginning the year at the club, before moving to Arsenal in a deal worth £68 million. Mateta didn't court as much attention as Guehi and Guehi, who was linked with Arsenal and Liverpool, but the striker was the subject of hefty offers from clubs who were playing in the Champions League. Palace rejected those, and the player never downed tools or pushed for a move, reports Sky Sports. The Frenchman has scored 36 times across the last 2 seasons and proved himself to be one of the Premier League's top strikers. Atalanta, AC Milan, and Juventus were all interested in Mateta, who found the net in the Community Shield win over Liverpool at Wembley. Tottenham also came to the party late in the day, as they looked for more reinforcements in attack. They had been in for Eze before Arsenal swooped in and considered Mateta on deadline day prior to securing a move for PSG's Randall Kolo Muani. Oliver Glasner had been critical of Palace's passive nature in the summer transfer window, as he faced the prospect of losing more of his best players. After Eze's exit, the Eagles' boss became particularly vocal about his desire to keep Guehi. The centre-half skippered the side to FA Cup glory, but his contract expires next summer, and he's made no desire to sign an extension. It leaves Palace facing the prospect of losing Guehi for nothing, despite previously rejecting bids of £60 million from Newcastle, with chairman Steve Parish confessing they would not allow that to happen. Guehi scored in Sunday's win over Aston Villa in what could have been his last appearance. Liverpool were close to securing a £35 million deal before Palace pulled the plug at 4 p.m. on deadline day. Glasner had put pressure of the Eagles' hierarchy not to sell the defender. He said, "We had a great start, and I think our fans deserve to have the best players available. I know if we don't sell Marc, he will accept it. He loves the club and team. He feels the appreciation, and we feel the same from his side. That's why I have to say we need to keep him." England defender Guehi saw his £35 million deadline day move to Liverpool collapse when Crystal Palace pulled the plug at the last minute. But it has opened the door for Europe's biggest clubs to try and sign Guehi as a free agent when his contract expires next summer. German giants Bayern Munich are the latest superpower to keep tabs on developments on the Palace captain, who will be a hugely attractive proposition as a free agent next summer. Real Madrid and Barcelona are also watching developments, and both Spanish giants are very interested. Inter Milan and Juventus are also interested in Guehi, who will also be aware that as a free agent, he would be able to command an even bigger contract. Foreign clubs can talk to Guehi from January 1 and get a pre-contract agreement which gives them an advantage over Premier League teams. Guehi had made it clear this summer that he would either join Liverpool or leave as a free agent when his contract with Palace expires next year. That means he is not interested in discussing a new deal, while Liverpool will still be keen to snap him up as a free agent next summer. Liverpool had agreed a deal. Guehi was undergoing a medical, and the transfer was in the final stages until Palace pulled the plug when chairman Steve Parish decided they had not got enough reinforcements to keep boss Oliver Glasner happy. It did mean that Liverpool saw the deal collapse and was the downside of an otherwise successful deadline day, as while with England in training at St. George's Park this week.